In this video, I'm going to be ranking every single creative format that top brands are using to scale their ads. And I've also used these formats to scale multiple brands to high volumes as well. We'll be ranking them based off of three things: hook strength, if it'll grab attention; retention, did it make them stay long enough; and conversion, did the format actually make them feel like buying was their idea. Now, these are all concepts that we've repeatedly tested. I'm not saying that lower ranked ones are inferior by any means. This is just to give you a reference, not to make you completely cancel out certain formats. I've went ahead and made 12 formats right here so you could take a look. We'll start off with flat lays. Now what this is just any product laid flat on any backing. And why it works is because it's super simple, it's natural, it's not too complicated, but the downside is it's heavily carried by your product and brand visibility. So if you have a medium-sized brand, it will be a bit harder to actually convert with this compared to a bigger size brand. Now the hook rate isn't the best because it's, again, just not actually original. It's super overused. Retention, there's nothing here that makes them stay. And conversion intent is actually just in the mid tiers. Now on to the second format, flat lay videos. Now this is an iteration of the original flat lay, except that it shows the multiple angles of the actual flat lay with a video. And why this works is because it's very natural, and with the close-ups you're able to kind of keep them running and watching the ad with the retention. But the only downside is people who use this, they typically shoot it in their bedroom or in an area that lowers the perceived value of their brand. The scenery has to be actually put together to match your brand identity, because the countless amount of times I've seen this format but in this little bedroom, it's honestly horrible, and you don't want to do it in your bedroom. That just makes it look like you're a 18-year-old running a clothing brand, and nobody wants to buy from that. Now the best thing about this is the hook, and most times when you actually add text on top of this is what we call a visual hook. So you add that, and it's really good to actually keep their attention and watching their video. Just because it's a video, it's not a static image. They're gonna actually have these dopamine cuts where they keep on watching it. I'd rank conversion in the mid tiers. It's not the best format. There's no actual incentive to buy, but if they like your content, if they're in the middle funnel, you could honestly capitalize off of this. In the third format, model pictures, it's literally just a model wearing the piece of clothing. And why it works is because it shows the fit of the product, so people knows what it looks like on them, how it looks like on anyone at that point. And it's super good for higher areas of the funnel. The only downside is it's typically not scroll stopping unless you make it super natural and like a native ad, so it looks like a friend story. It doesn't always convert as well. It's good at grabbing attention. The hook is okay. Again, nothing special about this. You could skip by this every single day and you wouldn't notice. Retention, it's a static image, nothing actually keeping them there. Conversion, there's nothing actually giving them an incentive to buy except the fact that it looks good on this person. I might get it. And that's the only thing making them buy. So that's why I rank it in the mid tiers. Now let's go over here to, this is a unique format that I've seen a lot recently, but it's actually super good. We've been doing it for our own brands as well. Now it's called attention of detail. So what this is, it's just more detailed shots of the product with labels showing the detailing. So if you take a look here, cold garment dyed, pro rib stitch, and it shows literally the entire knit of the actual product, which is super clean. You can add small edits to it as well. Now, why it works is because it objection handles any fabric concerns. It shows the fabric really well. Like in here, it shows all the knit super well, and it's really customizable. Like here, they added the website, they added a drop date, their own little copyright, and it's super clean. But only downside, it's dependent on your product. If your product doesn't have a good USB and it's literally just 100% cotton black hoodie, there's nothing to actually capitalize off of here. There's no detailing you could kind of market, because for example this one, they have rib stitch, a cold garment dye, and these are all USBs they could sell on. It's also dependent on the product. Now I rank this a 4 with the hook because it's super eye-catching. It's like eye candy. Retention, it keeps the reader, the customer actually reading all these descriptions. And then conversion intent, I'd rank this between a 3 and a 4, honestly, just because it could objection handle all of these and make the customer actually want to buy. So it's pretty good. I would rank this pretty high up. Now we have influencer ads, and what this is literally any popular influencer wearing your product. This is one of our past clients. They had Chris Brown in their sweats. Now, we ran this as an ad, and it was honestly one of our best performers, generated around 6 figures. Why it works is because people mentally are just followers. If 0.1%, not 1%, but 0.01% of a million follower celebrity converts, that's 10,000 orders for your brand. And think about that amount. Not even 1% of that, but 0.01% of that. Now, the only downside here is it's hard to get influencers into your clothes, and they have to also match your ICP. Because, for example, if you're running a streetwear brand and you get Ice Spice in your clothes, that's not going to do anything for you if it doesn't match your actual customer base. So you want to get people who actually match who you're trying to target and who your ICP follows in order to actually convert with your influencers. Now, the hook here is amazing, especially if you get them in moments like these. Retention amazing because they're watching it, they're like, oh, this is Chris Brown. And then conversion really good. Honestly, people are followers, they see this person wearing it, that's automatic social proof, and they're like, yep, I need that. Now, this is a lesser version of this. This is UGC ads, so user generated content. What it is, it's just any micro niche influencer wearing your product, and they make a little TikTok video, for example, get ready with me's. Now, why it works is because these people tend to go viral a lot, and they also have a cult like following because their following base is literally based off of fashion. These people follow them for fashion, and when they see they buy clothes that this person likes, they're going to buy it. They tend to convert super well as ads, especially for BOF. Someone who's on the edge of actually purchasing, but they need that little push, that little social proof to show that, oh, I'm not the only one buying this. I won't be kind of too unique, but I will be unique. This is going to push them to actually purchase. Now, the only downside is oftentimes they run commissions for using them as ads, which is completely explainable, but great idea. Honestly, you should 100% run this. The hook is amazing. They tend to go viral for a reason. Retention pretty good, 3 to 4, just because these are popular micro niches, and once you actually see them, they're like, oh shit, it's this guy in this clothing. And then conversion, amazing. Like I said, social proof. People follow people like kind of monkeys. Yeah, but this is honestly one of the best formats you could run. Now, this is another iteration of a flat lay. It's just a flat lay with a white background plus drop shadow at times. And why it works is it's super simple and it can convert at certain times, but the only downside is it's super basic, and again, it's also product and brand dependent. The hook is horrible. There's nothing making them stay except the product, so it ranges. Retention, nothing making them stay. Conversion, nothing making them stay. Conversion, nothing making them actually purchase. So I would honestly, if you want, you could run this once, but never again if it doesn't work out. Honestly, one of my least favorite formats to ever run. Now we have collections here. This is super unique. We've been testing around with this. It's essentially just existing posts, typically an announcement image of the drop. Why it works, it's great for retargeting past purchasers into the new drop, because once someone actually purchased from me, let's say a month ago, and they get an ad saying new drop out, they're going to come back because they already know your brand. They see that you drop new products. If they actually like your products, they're going to come back. The only downside is we've ran tons of these before, but they're never an actual consistent winner. The hook is okay, there's nothing actually hooking them in except an image, and it is product dependent again. Retention, again, static image, nothing actually making them stay. If it was me, I would skip right by. And then conversion, this is decent for returning customers, and that's about it. Now, this is a completely unique format. Hangers. I haven't seen enough brands do this, but it's honestly pretty good. It's just a product on a hanger. Why it works is because it's kind of unique. It's a pattern interrupt. It's worked repeatedly for a lot of our brands. It shows the fit, the bagginess, and it looks super natural. Now, the only downside here is it would need to be tested thoroughly, but it's honestly average on every aspect. The hook is pretty good. The retention is pretty good, and conversion is pretty good. So honestly, I would definitely incorporate these. These are super easy to make as well. Now we have catalog ads. And honestly, I'm not the biggest fan of these, but they work super well. Now, why it works is because it's super simple. It shows the promos and gives the user an entire gallery to actually shop by. And this is what it looks like. You can literally toggle one single button on the ads manager to actually convert with this. Now, the only downside is it's overused and people tend to scroll past a lot. But people who actually stay, their retention is through the roof because they're looking at all these options. Their conversion is really good with the promo discounts as well. Now, I would definitely incorporate at least one of these at a low budget on a separate campaign. Always. I do it for all my ad accounts. Now, on to what I think is one of the best ones, offer based creatives, where the offer is the main selling point. And why it works is because it's really good at giving them an incentive to click and buy. Great for retargeting and top of funnel as well. It's honestly universal. When you see this and you see, let's say, 50% off, you're going to click. And it's obvious. Even if you see 20% off or $40 off, you're going to click because it's a really good offer, right? These are always our top performers. The only downside is it lowers the perceived value of the brand, and it's hard to actually create converting creatives without a creative agency. We do teach our brands how to make this though. So the hook is honestly really good. They see the offer, that makes them stay right away. Retention pretty good because they see all of these images, all the colorways, all the offers, and that makes them stay and read more. Conversion intent through the roof. The offer is the main incentive and it gives them a huge reason to actually buy. Now the last one I'm gonna explain is edited creatives. Now you could incorporate offers or you can't. For example, this one, no offers, but it's a really cool creative. Now it's just edited creatives to fit your brand persona. Why it worked is because it's eye candy. Everything's color graded, brand identity is shown and tends to convert well. The hug is through the roof with these because you could experiment, make them so visually appealing. The only downside again is it's hard to actually create converting creatives without an agency. Retention is okay because again it's an image, nothing making them stay, but the conversion is honestly pretty good because you can make somebody look super good with edited creatives in your clothes. Let me know in the comments what you think of this tier list and why or why not. Now, by no means do I mean to not run any of the lower ranked creatives. Again, this is a game of testing. This is just purely based off of experience and what's worked repeatedly for all my brands.